Hey there, folks. Sorry about the hair. I was working and hosed myself off before I left. Waiting to pick up a kid I'm mentoring. A teenager, anyway. So, what's going on at the DA's office? Um, they let the maniac out who had a car accident with the night of November 30th from my videos, if you've been watching, paying attention to social media. But I heard some crazy stuff where I was asked to help and lend my voice, as these people had been asked to lend their voice to spread the word, run their mouth. Why did the DA's office allow for the release of a man who had military-grade, stamped U.S. military mortar out of jail, out of custody, a few days ago, after only a few days in jail? This guy was allegedly setting off mortars, military-grade mortars, during open fire season up there in the hills, up in Forbestown, Brownsville area. It seems kind of crazy to me. I also happen to know there's this other guy. Many of you know I've been trying to give back and help people with addiction issues and stuff. Well, there's a guy who, I took a risk on and helped out here and there, and he didn't fare out. Turns out that guy was let out after 5 days. Prior DV case from 2 years ago. He had a gun charge out of Butte County for a loaded .45 as a DV felon. On top of that, he just got another gun charge, along with, I think, maybe simple possession, when where he was staying was being raided. And that guy was let out after 5 days by our district attorney. I talked to a few people I know on different committees. One was on the grand jury. And they think the grand jury should definitely start looking into this because it's not making sense to anyone. I hear the guy who fired off a mortar during, hardcore fire season is trying to kill a couple of guys who were running their mouths in front of Gold Eagle now, threatening to kill them. I guess offering anybody dope for their life. Methamphetamine, of course. Might be fentanyl, I'm not sure. Anyway, something a lot stronger than pot. And then I guess also they've got a hit on somebody who put it on Facebook. I mean, what is going on with the district attorney's office, folks? One has to question, what process do they use to figure out where they spend our money? I've heard a lot of defense attorneys who've been at it a long time talking about just the waste of money at the DA's office, the way they throw it away. I'm beginning to think they're going after the wrong people and maybe not investigating before they pursue. Like, who decides whether the DA's office pursues something or not? Maybe it should be AI at this point, is what I'm thinking. Any intelligence is better than artificial intelligence. So at the end of this video, I'm going to show you why I wonder if the DA is not using my case as a political retribution against me. Basically, a couple of years ago, some of you might have followed, there was an issue with the DA's office not pursuing one of these other crazy violent people, and basically I lit him up during the pandemic. And basically I was talking some shit on this just ADA Shiloh, another war on drug cop. Look at how good the new cops at Marysville PD are working out. Younger, friendlier, not a corrupt pile of shit like Chief Ballsacks and the ones that were ousted by the Marysville government or resigned in lieu of termination for allegedly sexual misconduct, along with some other misconduct. Will we ever know? Probably not, but we'll see. But from what I hear, Shiloh's another war on drug cops. This guy went to the district attorney's office, after passing the bar. Anyway, you'll see I had some things to say about him. He does seem to prosecute women a little bit harder, and also violated the Marcy rights of 2 women who desperately needed, help. So let me know what you think. Have you ever had the DA try to censor your social media? Good news, we did get rid of Robert Suma and the assistant editor. Also in the thing I'm going to put on the back is, do you wonder why we haven't found justice for Sarah Easton yet? Look at this lunatic. Because I blame Kamala Harris, which it is her fault, as the head of the California Department of Justice at the time as Attorney General. Now they don't want to basically have anything to do with it. Well, I gave Kamala a chance to fix it when she was just vice president instead of a, coup basically to oust Biden. She didn't do nothing. Dr. Phil didn't do anything. Neither did a lot of other people who I reached out to. So maybe this is what's wrong with this country. I don't know. Is the district attorney's office full of woke people? The one who I left a little bit after the DA stuff, I mean, he's one of the less crazy woke people, if that makes sense. Anyway, what's going on with the DA's office letting people out who were violent offenders, you know, with multiple violent history of violent offenses and like ammunition of the explosive kind, you know? I definitely hope the grand jury is going to investigate. Somebody needs to. Something is terribly wrong. And how much money are we wasting, you know, on cases like mine, which I can tell you right now, Chief Sachs definitely made me a political prisoner, and all the DA's office would have to do was review the car camera footage. I mean, I had 2 shifts worth of cops there. You know, and cop cars, body cameras and car cameras, and they'll see, you know, a guy who I have history with going around talking to the witnesses. I heard from somebody who was on my side standing around as an innocent bystander, listen to them talk about what a terrible person I am and how much I hate the homeless. This is what he told the homeless people who were attacking my house. And, you know, I don't know, like, all the DA's office would have to do is look at the camera footage from Marysville PD and probably figure some things out in my case. I don't know what they need to do with some of these other cases, but letting some guy out, Hippie John, I think he goes by or something, who has military grade mortar. Now, if this is a veteran and he accumulated it somehow during his active duty service, we definitely should probably like just hand him over to have the ATF and the sheriff's department hand him over to the and court system, hand him over to the VA. I mean, I'm all for veterans, but if this is some other guy and there's some other way he got it, they should probably figure that out before this guy sets the forest on fire or kills someone, because that seems pretty serious. Well, wish me luck. I've got court tomorrow. Have a good night, folks. Hope you don't get hit with a mortar round. Crazy ass world we live in. Oppress people who are good citizens and let crazy criminals stay out.